Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. We're heading to the SEC. We've got Mississippi at Alabama. This is going to be Preston's best bet. So I'm going to go to you first, Ralph. And you talk about Mississippi. They're a one-dimensional offense as they can't run the football, and that cost them in the game against Cal. What do you see happening here against a team like, Alabama with the defense that they have?
Well, there's just sometimes that you look at matchups and you can't answer them. And that's been the series the last few years. Like, Mississippi's given Alabama fits. They beat him in 2014. They beat him in 2015. Last year when Alabama had double revenge, Ole Miss jumped out to a 24-3 lead. Bama ran it on them and they cut it to 5, and Ole Miss still covered. It's one of these games where you can't explain why Mississippi's played so well against Bama previously. It's still one that I'm looking at. I don't have a play on.
Preston, I can jump in there and look at those past Mississippi teams. They had a quarterback that could do some damage those years. I don't see that this year with Mississippi right now. And without having the running game, it's putting too much pressure on that quarterback and letting defenses, pin their ears and come and put the pressure on.
Yeah, even before Ole Miss and Chad Kelly was this kid named Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M that always gave Alabama fits, and it was that style of quarterback that Alabama, and similar to Deshaun Watson and Clemson, who scored effectively on Alabama. Ole Miss is a completely different, not only offense and team, just program, period. And I think you saw it even against Cal, where they couldn't run the ball, plus they have some injuries at receiver. I don't even think they scored a point in the second half and ended up losing that game despite a lead at halftime. So, this is a weird play for me. I generally don't lay like minus 27.5, 28 with Alabama, but I'm going to bet it. I think it's a good spot because Ole Miss is a completely different football team. Everyone will be talking about how Ole Miss always plays Alabama close. Now they're getting 4 touchdowns. And Alabama, I think we saw last week, after taking a couple weeks of using a lot of backups against Fresno State and Colorado State, even let the backup quarterback get some series in those games, they named the score against Vanderbilt. They didn't let off. Ole Miss, Saban will remember that there has been a team that's given them troubles. They're not going to take their foot off the gas in this one. I think they named the score in this one, just like the Vanderbilt game, something like 38-45 to 3 or 6, something in that range. Plus the number's 2 points short, I think 2.5 points short than what my actual raw number is anyway on top of that. So I like the Crimson Tide. Yeah.
You look at that Alabama defense, 3 of the 4 opponents they held to 10 points or fewer, and the one that they didn't, Colorado State, they had a big lead in that game. They gave up 23 points, but it was just, the game was never in doubt.
How much energy did Bama have to use to put in that beat down against Vanderbilt? They obviously wanted to make a statement after getting called out, and Vanderbilt's 3-0, and the talk was, we want Bama. Consideration into that, or you don't think? Once they took the lead, it was pretty obvious they were going to dominate.
Yeah, maybe there's some energy in the first quarter that was built up, a little extra there, but they're just that much better of a team than everyone else. I don't think this is going to be like a flat spot for them where they're emotionless. This is SEC football now, and they're going to try to beat everyone they can as bad as they can. Yeah,
the offense could just walk through the rest of the game. The defense wanted the shutout, there's no question, but Vandy's not a offensive juggernaut by any means at all, so no problems there. Preston says for his best bet, he is taking Alabama and he is laying the number. It's at 27.5, some 28s popping around, so get on that because it's only going to go one way, I feel, with Alabama as you get towards game day. Guys, don't forget, a 7-day all-access at Wager Talk. You can get your favorite capper and get all their plays for just $99 for a 7-day package. Don't miss a single play. Preston is a perfect guy that you want to get for 7 days because he releases so many games early in the week before those numbers move. You can get the best numbers jumping on that 7-day package. Get everything from your favorite capper, 7 days, all access at Wager Talk. We'll be back with more at WagerTalk.com.